Hello everyone. Today I will discuss a new topic, inner classes. In the previous lecture I explained what is aggregation, association and composition. I also talk about grouping construct, meta class in respect of object oriented design. In this lecture I will discuss about inner classes, mainly a Java class. So far we are familiar with how to declare a class. So this is one of the simple declaration of a class. Here the class A, name of the class is A, and then within curly braces I have just defined public static void main string args. Okay, I am writing in short form, and we have declared some instant variable. For example, int I equal to 10, and if I want to access this variable, we have just created an object like a new a, and then we call this instant variable, or let me write system dot out dot println then a dot I, or if I declare any instance method, then that should be accessed from this public static void main. So far this concept is very clear to you, and so many times we have done it. But here today I am going to discuss a different thing, inner classes. From the name we can say that a class is defined within a class, then it is called as inner classes. So what does mean it actually? If I declare, for example, class A, this is my class body, and within I have declared another class, for example class B, then that class is called inner class. So sometimes we can declare a class within another class, and such type of declaration of class is called inner class. So first think about the definition. Okay, so that is the definition of inner class. So when we declare a class within a class, then it is called, that declaration is called inner class. Okay. Now the next question, obviously, why we need inner class? Why we do not go for the separate class? Because so far we have done so many example through the where we have declared by public static void main, or we have used in case of inheritance class A, class B, class C, which extend the class A. So in this way we have declared, but why within a class we can declare? So first look at the scenario. Why I want to say that, suppose we have a class, the name of the class is, for example, university. Okay, and we have another class, for example, department. Okay, so for the definition, this department, this class is called inner class, right, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, now why the department class is called inner class, but why inner class? So suppose here in my university class, one of the object is exist. If I want to create any object, so university object is present. Okay, and if I want to create the object of this class department, that object is present. Sometimes without existing of one type object, if there is no chance to existing another type of object, then we should go for inner classes. What does it mean actually? Here if I want that my university should be closed, that means I do not want my university object. So in that case, if the class is, I also want, when the university already closed, I do not want to open my department. So department should be also closed. So at a time, if the university is not open, department should be closed. So that means university object does not exist. I want that department object should not be exist. That term is very, very important. Please concentrate on that point. Sometimes without existing on type of object, there is no chance existing another type of object. For in our example, if my university object does not exist, then department object does not should not be exist. If this type of condition may arise, we will go for the inner class. So we will implement inner class. In real life scenario, if that kind of situation arise, if I want to solve a problem that a object should not be exist irrespective of another object, then we will implement that type of concept by using inner class. So here, if the university object does not exist, department object also will not be exist. That is our intention. So this is, we can think as a example of inner classes. One, okay, right. Let's another scenario. So we know, in case of car, we have a car, and in car there is a engine also. So if car does not exist, engine should not be exist. It may be a situation arise, right? Obviously every engine is a part of class. Engine is a part of car. So if that type of scenario occurs in your programming, then we should go for the inner class. Okay. So here we can think as an example 2, if I want that type of scenario. So let me write class, for example, car is my one of the class, and I want that if the car class is exist, then engine should be exist. Okay. So that means the engine is a part of car class. So we can write like this, class engine. If car object is exist, then engine object is also exist. So that type of scenario is called inner class. So that is the need of inner class. When we want that without existing one type of object, there is no chance of existing another type of object, then we should go for the inner class. That is the main thing. Okay. So far we have called what is inner class. When a class is declared within a class, then it is called inner class. And why the need of inner class? Because when we want one of the existing object should without there is no chance of another existing object, another type of object, then we use the inner class. Okay. I think this is clear to you. If you do not understand, please go through the tutorial, and if you have any doubt, please call me. Okay. So that is inner class. Now we can think so many other scenario where the inner class is required. So that type of class declaration is required in our real life scenario. Now what is the relation? So now think, what is the relation between the inner class and outer class? And that class is called actually outer class, outside. So that's why you can say outer class. Okay. And that type of declaration of class is called, I have already mentioned so many times, that is called inner class. So this is my outer, university is a outer class, department is a inner class. Here car is a outer class, engine is a inner class. So now what is the relation between these two classes? Why I mentioned in the previous lecture, I have covered about the aggregation, association, I have mentioned, because in our earlier lecture I explained about the is a relationship and has a relationship or part of relationship. So where we have seen that here engine is a part of car, department as a part of university, we can think, or department has a relation with university, engine has a relation with car. So here the relation, first one is, first things, the relation between the two classes. First, the without existing outer object, there should not be outer class object, there is no chance of existing inner class object. Okay. So, in this example there is without university class object there is no chance of existing department class object. Same thing here, without car object there is no chance of existing inner, or you can say engine object, engine class object, right. So, this is the first relation, and the second relationship I have already mentioned, that is department as strongly associated with the university. Okay. So, here we can say has a relationship. So, this type of relation is known as has a relationship, and sometimes has a relationship, sometimes we call it aggregation and composition. So, has a relationship is a aggregation and composition. I have explained in my previous lecture. Please, if you do not understand what does mean the aggregation and composition, please go through the previous lecture so that you can get the idea of has a relationship. Okay. Now, the next question is, how many type of inner class are possible? Only we just simply define my class within a class, that is called inner class, and how many way we can declare my inner class. So, it depends or based on the position where we can write my inner class and behavior. There are 4 type of inner class. Okay. Let me write one by one. So, 4 types of inner class. Okay. First one is normal or regular inner class. Normal or regular inner class. You can think this one also or this one also, or if I this one also you can think. So, if I declare a class within a class, then it is called inner class. So, that type of declaration is called normal or regular class. Now, the question is, now we can only declare a class only within a class, or is there any other place we can declare my inner class? If I declare inside a class, then it is called inner class, that is okay, but only we can declare as an instance of a class, or you can think as a only for within a class. So, there is another type of inner class, that is called method local inner class. So, from the name you can understand what is the meaning of this inner class, and you can get the idea where we can place my inner class. So, method local inner class, method local inner class. So, from this name you can understand that if I declare any class inside a method, then it is called method local inner class, right. And the third one is called anonymous inner class. This inner class is very important. Most of the time they will use anonymous inner class. So, when we have a class, but the class does not have any name. So, no name inner class is called anonymous inner class. Okay. And the last one is static inner class. So, when we declare static, that class is called static nested class. Now, look at this. There are 4 types of inner class I have already mentioned. One is regular or normal inner class. So, that is inner class. Here method local, that is also called inner class. Anonymous no name class, so that is also a inner class. But when we called a inner class, but there is a static modifier, then it is called nested inner class. Why it is nested class, not why static inner class? So, there is some reason why it is called nested class. Let me explain this concept why it is called nested class. If there is a question in your exam, why is the static nested class is called nested? Look at the scenario. Suppose we already know about the class. So suppose this is my class name, class A, okay, and within this class I have just declared a variable, instance variable, for example I equal to 20. You are already familiar with this one, because so many times we have declared a variable. And why it is called instance variable? Because this variable belongs to object, so that is why it is called instance variable. And suppose I have declared another type of variable, the variable is static. For example, give the another name so that you can understand, j equal to 50. Okay. So if I declare static and the data type is, that is my modifier. So let me write the same data type, for example int, okay, int j equal to 50. So now think about it, when we talk about the inner class, okay, we will talk about the instance variable. So here the instance variable belongs to object, but when we declare a static instead of non-static variable, if I declare a static as a modifier in front of data type of integer or any other data type, if I use static as a modifier in front of variable or in front of method, so that method or that variable is not belongs to particular class, because we can directly access this variable. We already know that, because we know that without creating an object we can access. Now suppose I have declared a class, because I am talking about the inner class. Let me consider a class for example A, and within class if I declare a class, for example class B. So this is my inner class, right? And if I declare another class, so that is static, for example static class C, okay. So here I have declared a normal or regular inner class, but this class is called nested class. Why? Because look at this, here you can think this declaration of a class, that is a instance class, belongs to this object, because without creating this object we cannot access this class. So that is why if I compare with this one, with this variable, so that declaration is same as it is my inner class declaration of normal or regular inner class. But we know that there is a, without creating this object, because the in front there is a modifier is called static. So since the modifier static is used in front of class C, so without creating object we can directly also use this class or access this class. But so that is why we can say that inner class is not strongly associated with the outer class, okay, but this inner class is strongly associated with the outer class. So we can think this type of declaration we can think as a static. So that is why this, when we place a static in front of inner class, that inner class is not called static inner class, is called nested class, right? I think this is clear to you, right? Okay. So we can think normal or regular inner class, we can think just like a instance variable, just we are familiar with this one, and we can consider this one, just we can think as a, that the static inner class is a similar declaration of static variable within a class, because without creating object we can directly access this variable. We already, if I want to use the public static void main, and within that we can access, without creating object the I variable cannot be accessed, but without creating j object we can access the j variable. So we can consider in this way, okay. So we can say that the static nested class is not called static inner class is a nested class. The here the keyword nested is used. We can explain with this example also, and this is very important. The most of the time so many person can ask you why it is every class there are 4 different type of inner class, but why it is called nested class. Okay. And in this lecture I have just discussed what is the relation, what is nested class, why we need the nested class, and how many type of inner class are present based on their position and their behavior, and what is normal or regular inner class. I have not explained the method Lecker inner class and annumer inner class, but that those class are present as a inner class. I have just explained the static class for only for this word, the why the it is nested and this one. And in my next lecture I will discuss about the normal inner class with explanation, how do I access, how do I declare, and how to access the instance variable where we can place the normal or regular inner class. I will discuss in my next lecture.